Where's Rachel? Where is she? I can't see 'cause I'm a bat. That's why I'm asking. Oh well.
The game I want to talk about today is Batman The Telltale Series. The final episode was released on December 13th, 2016, and was developed by Telltale Games. I'm going to do my best to not spoil any plot points that are very pivotal, because this is a very story-driven game. The story is very unique in that it puts a new twist on the Batman story we already know. At the very beginning of the story, everything is going well for Bruce, but if everything went well, then we wouldn't have a good story to tell. So when things start to go awry is when the story really gets twisted. Bruce Wayne essentially becomes the bad guy of his own story. Now, we as the player know this is not true, and of course, Bruce Wayne is Batman, so he can do no wrong. But Bruce Wayne is being framed. You are being framed in that all your family's money is dirty, corrupt money from the mob. On top of that, all of your close friends are starting to distance themselves from you and want nothing to do with you at all. As this is happening, a new group called the Children of Arkham are starting to take over the city. That's really the best I can do without going into too many plot spoilers, because the whole game, there's twists and turns every single episode. This is definitely a Telltale game, in that your choices do matter. You have split-second choices, and they will affect the rest of the game, no matter what you choose. Overall, the game did take about 10 hours to complete from start to finish. The achievements were very straightforward, in that you unlocked them as you progressed through the story. But it also wouldn't be a Telltale game without some glitchy achievements. After all was said and done, and I was finished with the game, I checked my achievements, and there were some that were still not unlocked. I had to actually replay one of the full episodes just to unlock 3 more achievements. Besides the typical Telltale game mechanics of quick time events and the typical dialogue events, you got to play as Bruce Wayne and Batman, but you were a detective for once in a Batman game, which was very nice. There weren't too many scenarios where you got to analyze a crime scene and put all the evidence together, but when you did, it was very well put together. The game also had you link the crime scene evidence together so that it could recreate a scenario for what had happened earlier in the game when you were not there. Also, during the course of the game, you got to decide how you wanted to take down bad guys. During these scenarios, the game allowed you to choose how to take them down, so it would give you a choice or two to use the environment against them. Granted that the outcome was going to be the same for taking down the bad guys, the game made you feel like you had a choice in how you were going to take them down. Several characters from the Batman universe showed up throughout the game. Some were Harvey Dent, Selena Kyle, Alfred, Vicky Vale, Oswald Cobblepot, and Lucius Fox. It was also nice to see some lesser-known Batman villains to show up, such as Victor Zsasz and Arnold Wesker, also known as the Ventriloquist. And yes, with this being a Batman game, the Joker does show up, but he shows up in a way that is a little more mysterious than what we are used to. With that being said, his interactions with you are interesting, to say the least. He does show up at the very end of the game as a nice tease, so hopefully we do get a sequel to this highly rated game. I would honestly say there is absolutely no replay value to this game unless you want to play for different choices, or there is a sequel and you want to play to refresh your memory. As for bugs and glitches, as I mentioned earlier, there were a few achievements that did not pop in my initial playthrough. There were some noticeable graphical glitches throughout the game. Some were distracting, but were also funny at the same time. One example was Bruce Wayne talking to Gordon. Bruce Wayne's head was turned 180 degrees backwards, not even facing Gordon as he was talking to him. This I did find quite amusing, though. Overall, the graphics and the sounds and the music was nothing special. It felt like a Telltale game, just with a Batman skin on top of it. But the graphics did work to convey a sense of atmosphere in the game. One example of this was when you were at Wayne Tower. It was during the day. It was very clean and everything was very shiny. When you went into Gotham City, it was always dark and dirty. My verdict on this game is that you should definitely play it. It is a good Batman story. It is a good Telltale story. If either of those things do appeal to you, definitely pick up this game. So that's my review of Batman The Telltale Series. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Thanks, and I'll see you all next time.